Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, I'm joined by Linda Bartholome, the founder of Be Thriving Mums Today, a coaching and support practice dedicated to helping overwhelmed mums reclaim their energy, rebuild balance, and create lives filled with intention, joy, and purpose. As a mother, teacher, and creative coach, Linda immediately knows the exhaust, intended loss, and silent overwhelm many mums experience, and offers a compassionate, practical path to transformation, empowerment, and sustainable wellness. Linda, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much, Olivia. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you, and I'm very excited to dive in and learn more about your journey. So typically with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning. So do you mind taking me back to what it was that you was doing before you started up Be Thriving Mums Today? And then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. So my background is being a teacher. I studied kinesiology and French, and I was mostly working in French immersion, but I always felt there was something else out there, and I've always been a lifelong learner. And so it all started with a tiny little booklet, like a tiny book called The Miracle Morning. And I installed my own morning routine, and I felt like so many things were falling in place. And when life got really challenging, my husband was gone on a business trip. I was 8 months pregnant, and my two older kids were sick with the norovirus. It was one of those days where you could have just been like, oh, why me? Fall into that victim mindset. Instead, I showed up for my kids. I was grateful that the kitchen floor was clean for all of 15 minutes between one throwing up and the younger one having supper. And I even got like a 20-minute workout in for myself, like fully pregnant. And it was one of those days I was sitting on the couch and just grateful that I was the best version of myself for them. And I'm like, these tools that I've been practicing, they work. I'm like, there's something else that every mom has a different story, but we all have this our package to carry. Maybe I can help others to be more intentional and be more joyful and just, yeah. And that's how it all got started. And yeah, another situation when my son got airlifted within hours after being born to the NICU. And it was really challenging, obviously, every mom can imagine. And that as well, I was able to be present for him and support my family. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, that's how Be Thriving Moms came around.
Beautiful. I love it. And like even there, as you say, like motherhood doesn't come with a leaflet or a booklet of to know how to look after yourself and your children and everything they're going to experience. So just having, as you say, someone that's there to help them and push them through those journeys and make it life beautiful is a great thing to achieve. So let's dive into that a little bit more then. So walk me through, who would you say is your ideal customer at this point? And then from there, how is it you help them and how do you support them?
I love that you added at this point because it's evolved over the years, obviously. And I decided at the beginning, I wanted to help moms, and I love to help everyone. But in general, I'm helping and supporting moms who are ambitious, who are
Mm.
awesome, but who feel like drained by all the roles and all the balls they have to juggle and keep in the air. So there's family, there's their professional life and their personal growth, and it's just about at the beginning, I felt maybe I can help everyone, but now I've narrowed it down more towards ambitious moms who are in midlife, who have done all the things. Life is good from the outside in, but they are not good. And they feel empty and they want to be more in alignment and more authentic without feeling bad or guilty about it. And they are an amazing mom, but there's also something else beyond motherhood, maybe a purpose or a dream or something that they want to achieve. And that's why I'm super passionate to give them that spark back and for them to give themselves permission to actually follow that inner, there's something else for me. Because often they've climbed that first mountain and they're successful in their career, they've done all the things that society tells them you should do. But yeah, so that's something I'm really passionate about, to make sure that when they sit down with their 90-year-old self, they're not like, oh, I missed the boat. I should have done this.
Yeah, I
if
love
that
it.
makes any sense.
It makes so much sense. Like life doesn't stop because you have, as you say, you might have achieved amazing things with your career and now you've got a wonderful family. Life doesn't have to stop for you. We can
Exactly.
pursue that dream that we had before and just keep transitioning through life, which is beautiful. So, what would it then be like to work with you, Linda? Do you work on a one-to-one level or are there like groups and communities that you have available as well to join?
Yeah, so there's different options to work with me. I love my one-on-one clients, and obviously they get special attention, but that's not an option for everyone. And so I do give local workshops online and at the rec centers in my local communities where they're open for everyone. Some are paid offerings, some are free, just to provide
Yeah.
value and support people in the community. For a while, I had a weekly women's gathering on Sunday nights just to reflect and plan ahead and meditate and share and connect. And I also do groups. That's really fun. And I speak at retreats, or I'm also pivoting a little bit more, maybe talking more in companies to just make a bigger impact.
Yeah,
Because
because
I feel
obviously,
like just mental health and also mental fitness and productivity, and a big topic that I love to address is like your inner critic, how we can be so harsh with ourselves and
yeah.
maybe keep ourselves small, or the pleaser comes out saying yes to everyone, or the controller or the stickler. So addressing that and letting that beautiful best version of ourselves shine through more often.
Yeah, letting that butterfly fly because as you say, like self-doubt and like all those inner thoughts that maybe always stop us or get in the way, they're just
Exactly.
so hard to overcome on your own. So there's loads of options of how people can obviously work with you and connect with you. And then where are you saying at the moment is the best place that you're acquiring customers? So are you doing like any form of outreach online? What channels and methods are you finding
Yeah,
most
I use LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And it's quite interesting that I've started, obviously, when people have great experiences, word of mouth is wonderful. And then I ask them to leave a Google review. And I found some clients through Google, so that's really exciting. I have only 5 stars reviews. Woohoo. So there's some online, and also I do lots of collaborations, networking. I find I love to uplift other inspiring women, and they introduce me to people. So there's a bit of a mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's nice. So having approach of all angles. And then with regards to like online, is it purely organic as well at the moment? So like very like recent for yourself, or do you run any campaigns to really push the traffic through?
I've launched one kind of paid advertisement, to be honest. It gave me
Yeah.
a lot of gray hair to create it, and it was not as successful as I had hoped, but I'm also not an expert, so I'm learning and growing as I go.
That's good. That's a nice important thing. And then again, are you are still a solopreneur as well at the moment, or do you have a team that are helping you with, as you say, like
I'm
maybe marketing and sales and stuff as well?
currently all like a one-woman show, and I do have 3 kids, so I need to be patient with myself and my inner hyperachiever telling me like one more email and one more thing to do, but
Yeah.
it is what it is, and I do the best I can and hopefully expand at some point.
Yeah, I love that. So wearing those many hats, still looking after the family as well, and just getting stuck in where you can. And then I suppose,
Exactly.
what are your plans for the future? So like, where do you see the next 6 to 12 months taking you? What is like, when you think of that vision, what does that look like in your brain?
I would love to get some help to be more consistent online, just to be more present.
Yeah.
And I just bought into something where I'm using a coaching platform already, but it'll be a bit different, and
Okay.
it has more features. And so I'm really excited to also dive more into like my newsletter and creating community that way. I have a free webinar coming up that I want to promote, especially around New Year's. People are motivated and people are ready to join something new, and then launch at a bigger scale my group program that's coming up. So that would be one of the next steps. And ideally, I would love to have create some collabs with other companies. And I know there's a couple grants I want to apply for to make an impact in our
Yeah.
society for those who can't afford it. If that would work out, that would be amazing, just to establish myself even more as a go-to person. And there's an article coming out soon about some of the techniques I use. There's little pieces
Yeah.
falling into
Love it.
place.
Yeah, so as you say, everything's aligning and coming together within 2026 and looking to grow and scale from there. And just by the sounds of it, just try and help as many people as possible along the way, which is really cool. Just
Yeah.
really making an impact for yourself. And as you said, making yourself a specialist and just blossoming from there. Where are you finding the biggest challenge for yourself at the moment, though, in maybe achieving that and moving forward?
Yeah, wonderful question. The biggest challenge is a personal one at the moment. I think because I've always been interested in everything. I love every sport. I love to try every meal. And sometimes it's hard to focus my energy on like just one thing. I'd love to start a podcast. I'd love to do this. I'd love to do more speaking. And then that dilutes my focus. And sometimes it's hard to focus on, to know what's the 20% that gives me the 80% results.
Yeah.
That's a personal one. And the other one is personal too. It's no one else has ever started a business in my family. And so many
Wow.
people are like, you have 3 kids and they're still young. They're like between 3 and 9. Like, why are you starting this now? Why don't you wait until they're a bit older? And I'm like, no, I don't want to wait. I want to write my story now.
Yeah.
And so there's sometimes not a lot of support. And there's sometimes people, which is hard because they're in my inner circle and my family, they're like, is this the right time? Will this ever be more than just your passion project? So anyways, but
Yeah.
you do
Just
what you
ignore it.
can.
Do what you can, as you say, but just taking those steps. And I feel like it's very on brand for you. Like you're helping mums do the same thing. So why should you not want to go there and do that for yourself as well? So
Yeah.
having a circle of
And
people
and
will always care about you. It's just making sure that you care about yourself as well and do what you want to do. Makes you happy.
exactly. And you just have to model how to deal with all these obstacles. And you win or you learn.
Yeah, it's so
Many
true.
times you just fail. And I've offered classes at the rec center and no one showed up. And then the one time one person showed up and then her babysitter fell through. My class
Yeah.
didn't go. And then 3 people showed up and the lady was like almost pitying me, like, do you want to run this? I'm like, heck yeah, I'll run this. And then in the end, we were 8 people. And it's
Love.
just about reinventing yourself, not giving up, and just like being persistent and having that
that.
grit of knowing your inner compass tells you this is right. And it's showing over and over that it's going in the right direction. But I just have to be patient and yeah.
Take every Patience with every step of it comes. Amazing. And then, Linda, I have one final question to ask you before we log out. So, if you could go back in time, I'll let you choose a time frame, but if you could go back in time and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now, but that you didn't know then, what would you say to yourself?
Very much like act before you're ready. Just do it. If you have that inner burning desire, don't wait for too long. Don't overthink the name of your business and don't spend hours creating a Canva flyer. Just
Yeah,
go out and talk to people and spread your message. Share what you have to offer, what you're passionate about, and you will find amazing people that have your best interest in mind. Like I've connected with so many beautiful women in business and just in general, people who believe in my mission, who are supportive, and when it's a bit out of your comfort zone, that's where growth happens. So don't wait until you feel ready.
beautiful. Amazing. And Linda, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out to work with you and connect with you if they would like to do so?
Thank you. I appreciate that. So definitely my website, which is currently a bit under construction, but it's still up. It's www.bethrivingmomstoday.com or on Instagram, b.thriving.moms.today or Facebook, Be Thriving Moms Today. It would be an honor and a pleasure to support you or support the listeners. And yeah, thank you again for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us and amazing stuff. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to go and check out Linda and all the amazing work that she's doing. And do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from $0 to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing and we will see you on the next one.